going on, man? Y'all come on in here, hit the like button for me. Good morning, morning, morning. File in here for me, hit the like button for me, share for me. What's going on, Impala boy? What's going on, man? Y'all file in here for me, share for me. Footballville morning breath show. We'll cover a few things today. Justin Fields, Ohio State quarterback, just ran a 4.4. A 4.4. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I got the Miami look going on today. Well, y'all wouldn't believe me if I told y'all. I'm going to show the taco meat a little bit. Y'all don't believe me if I told y'all. You look real close, man. I got this shirt and this hat from the Miami Heat store. It's a Miami Heat shirt. I know y'all don't believe me when I say this, but you got Miami on it in the white. It's a Miami Heat shirt, bro. It just look like something from Hawaii or something like that. Willie Boston, what's good? Wallace, what's good? What's going on? Eric Pierre, what's up? Yeah. I mean, okay, Eric Pierre says, I hate to see what happened to T2. First off, man, you see the CCI stock pick of the day, MVIS. Check it out. If you want to get it drawn with the stock market, bro, the number's scrolling right at the bottom, 786-405-9499. We're going to get on the T2 in 1 second. Also, man, we can get on T2 right now real fast. Check me out. So, T2, it's being reported that T2 played last year injured with an ACL. Something like that. He's played last year. I guess I guess his tolerance for pain, you know what I'm saying, is very high. So he was able to play on the ACL. Didn't know how bad it was, so maybe they didn't get it checked. You feel me? But what happened is they're reporting that they discovered he had an ACL tour. I guess he played on it last year, and they're just going to let him sit out and get it fixed. I haven't talked to anybody from his camp, but that's what they're reporting. But so yeah, I mean, either way, bro. Either way, I don't want to see T2 idle. I would love to see that kid streamline to his fastest way to his goals. But I mean, that's not how life is. You know what I'm saying? So it's another obstacle. Got to get over it. Keep on moving. Like I said, Justin Fields, Ohio State quarterback, ran a 4.4. It's pretty fast for a QB, I say. In a second, we're gonna get in here. We're gonna get in here with the Miami Hurricanes post-practice press conference. It's something we do every morning, man. If you're new in here, we let you listen to the post-practice Miami Hurricane stuff. The interviews. Then we got Bubba Bolden, Coach T-Rob. T2. Okay, so Terrence Lewis, Miami Central linebacker, was the number 1 linebacker in the nation last year. T2. Committed to Maryland. He's at Maryland right now. Been at Maryland maybe a month and a half. Early enrollee. 72 new creature. Where you from? So yeah, because sometimes I talk like everybody's South Florida based, everybody Florida based. So you're right. I shouldn't use words like T2. You're right, because Footballville can be a little national at times, and I can have a little bit of reach. So I shouldn't lose words like T2. So Terrence Lewis, number 1 linebacker in the nation, went to Maryland. He had Maryland and Miami at the end. Maryland, Miami, Tennessee. Ended up going to Maryland. Found out there's an ACL tear, some tear from last year, whatever. Either way, he's sitting out. You know, he's from Miami. Yeah, either way, he's sitting out. And until he get that, he's going to have to get that healed. So that's who T2 is. Eric Pierre said Jagari Brown is going to be a monster. Hopefully he stay committed to UM. Yeah, hopefully. I talked to him when he was down here. He said he liked Miami. He liked the weather. So yeah, hopefully he stick. What else going on? I already said Justin Fields is 4-4. Darius Leonard, Indianapolis Colts player, comes out and says, we didn't run the Wheeler. We didn't run the Wheeler saga when he beat up his girlfriend or wife as much as we're running Deshaun Watson. And I agree. I agree to a certain extent. Deshaun Watson is a quarterback. He's the face of a franchise. But my thing is why does the reporting have to be so slanted? Like if you Google Deshaun Watson's name right now, all you get is a bunch of stories of massage therapists saying making allegations. Screw what he's done up until now. What he's done up to now won't even show up because that's how the internet works. So that means the reporting is one way, and they're all just a bunch of allegation stories. None of it saying. Every now and then you'll get that one story that says Houston police says they don't have any evidence of Deshaun Watson assaulting anybody. But all of the stories are slanted one way. And all I'm saying is can he get some fair reporting? That's all I'm saying. Like they're allegations. So that can he get some fair reporting? That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. If ESPN is going to run every text message, every non-message. They just ran a segment the other day say Deshaun Watson is deleting his Instagram messages. Well, I got messages with Lamar Jackson that he deleted. I mean, they all delete messages. It's common practice with NFL or high profile people. 72, I got you, bro. You don't know their nicknames? I don't know them all either, 72. So we on the same page. I feel you, homie. I got you. You're a grown man with a family. You probably shouldn't know who T2 is. T2 nickname. You probably shouldn't. So I'm on it. I got you. So here shortly, man, we're going to get the Miami Hurricanes post-practice press conferences. Like I said, we got coming to the stage. Coach T-Rob, Bubba Bolden, Bubba Bolden, and a few others. We'll get a chance to hear them. It's something we do every morning. Something you only get here, bro. You're only gonna get this here. Live press conferences from the Miami Hurricanes practice. Only here. So yeah, they should be shortly. I'm waiting that to pop up. But yeah, I agree with Darius Leonard from the coach, man. I agree. Yesterday we got to talk to Coach Packey. Coach Packey was on the podium yesterday at the press conference practice, and he said he was asked a question about kickoff returners. I got a question for y'all. I got a question. I'm gonna pose a question. I'm gonna put a question up here. Got a question. Another thing, dog, if you guys want to call in, if y'all want to call in, y'all can call in at 786-405-9499. If you want to call in. I'm gonna pose a question though. Is Tyreek Stevenson too valuable to the team to be on special teams? What do you guys think about that? How do y'all view that? Is Tyreek Stevenson too valuable to the team to be returning kicks? How y'all see that? How do y'all see that? Do y'all think Tyree Stevenson is too valuable to the team to be returning kicks? When he first got here, bro, I said it. Me and X was talking about it. I brought it up and I said, listen, Tyree Stevens a beast back there on that kick return. We done had a couple nice guys back there. We had a couple nice guys back these last couple years. I remember him in high school, bro. I just moved, we got the place moved, we get the internet going and everything like it should be. Tomorrow we should be up and running. I'll put up a couple of videos of his man in high school. This man was a beast at high school when it comes to return them kicks, bro. So when he first got here, I said, man, listen, man, he's the guy. And then X was like, nah, man, he too valuable. So how y'all feel about that? Y'all think he's too valuable? I got another homeboy, T, you know T came here, so you see us walk in at the beginning. T says, man, Tyreek Stevenson ain't did nothing for Miami. Like how is he valuable? Like, he ain't did a thing for Miami yet. He's not valuable. So what you guys think? Okay, let's get a few of these comments. Sigma says, yeah, we don't have depth. Sigma said, yeah, he's too Lewis, maybe what's going on, bro? Sigma say, yeah, he's too valuable to be like that. We don't have any depth. Lewis maybe say no. In part one of middle school, JV, high school football player, we have always put the best and the fastest players on special team. Right. You definitely ain't had no depth in part one. Sure, he definitely didn't have no depth in part one. Get a couple more of these comments, man. Brandon Brown says, nah. Brandon Brown says, nah, if you worried about getting hurt, then don't play. But if coach is saying something about value in the return game, then they crazy. You play, win the game. Right, I got that. Newtain say special teams ain't been what it was. We need something to spark our team. Santana Moff and others like Sean Teller ran back some returns back in the days. Yeah, X argument of that is that we had depth in that, but T said the same thing. Santana Moss was a kick returner, but X feels that we had depth. And it's a good question to pose. 305 Ken says some of the best players on special team, but we really don't have that depth. So some of you guys are repeating what X is saying about the depth problem, but also, man, I think what's most important for Manny is you got to win. Yeah, I don't think Manny is at the save a kid stage of his coaching career. I think Manny and staff got a win-win. You feel me? So all that saving somebody for a rainy day, man, we got this Joker. This Joker went and wasted 2 years in Georgia. We got the Joker for 1 year. I guess they look like they finna get value out of this motherfucker. They got 1 year, boys, balls to the wall. You returning kicks. You guarding the best wide receiver. You serving Bill. We got you washing cars. You everything, boy. You delivered pizza. We gonna get value out you. You only gave us 1 year. Brandon Brown, right? He got to win. So I don't think the staff is at the saving player stage. You feel me? I don't think so. Y'all showing a little too much taco meat, man. Let me handle this, man. There it is. Man, I don't like the gray, man. Listen, man, when y'all see this all black, don't be looking all crazy now, man. I don't like the salt and pepper look, man. I'm going to paint this tonight, all right? Hair club for men, Beijing. So when y'all see me all black tomorrow, don't be looking all crazy like I tried to trick y'all. I ain't try to trick y'all at all. I'm going to paint it. Beijing. So, yeah, that's my question, man. Is Tyreek Stevenson too valuable to be on kick return, punt return, and all that crazy? Like I said, I got a homeboy seem to think nah. I got one seem to think yeah. Just wanted to know what y'all thought. Get in here, breathe. So listen, it look like we about to get going with these interviews. I like Bubba Bolden. We got Bubba Bolden. I might ask Bubba Bolden a question, man. I gotta ask Bubba Bolden a question.
Recording in progress.
Uh-oh.
That means Robinson, can you hear us?
That means it's go time. We got Coach T-Rob.
You got us. Yes, sir. Awesome. Thanks very much for spending a few minutes with us today. Guys, if you have a question for Coach Robinson, please use the hand raise function. And we'll start with Gary Furman from Cane Sport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, T-Rob. How you doing today?
I'm great. How you doing?
Doing good. So obviously you're going to be asked a lot of questions about defensive backs and stuff, but I wanted to start with a question about recruiting. That's always been your wheelhouse, and I'm curious that now that you've been here for a while, how are you finding recruiting at Miami? How is it different, not different from where you've been? And what do you see in that area moving forward?
I'll tell you what, it's been very good so far. Getting a lot of great communication with a bunch of guys. I think being here, it allows you to be able to at least sit at the front door of some of the top recruits in the country. They'll answer your phone call, and you'll have a chance to present for those guys. And I think that's one of the things that's been so good here. The feedback, the response has been wonderful. Obviously, I think that getting them on our campus is going to separate us from a lot of other people, because oftentimes in recruiting, you never know what the other people have on campus. And me being here and being other places that I've been in the past, I didn't know Miami, the university, was as gorgeous as it is. And I think that's one of the things that when they open this thing up, finally, I'm praying it happens. We'll be able to get guys on campus and let them see that we're in Coral Gables, which is a beautiful, beautiful place. And they've done a great job as far as the facilities and the campus.
Black, what's going on?
Coach, next we're going to go to David Lake at 24/7 Sports. David?
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you about just how the corners, I guess, are looking to you with this you want to run. You've made it clear that you prefer to run bump and run, but if your guys can't execute bump and run, you'll have them do something else. So I'm just wondering, do you see the qualities in the group to play bump and run from what you've seen so far?
Oh, yeah. I think the corners been doing a really good job. You look at DJ Ivey, you look at Tyreek Stevenson, you look at Corey Couch, you look at Isaiah Dunson, look at even Marcus Clark. We look at some of the guys that we had. I think Coach DVD has done a tremendous job with those guys, just changing up some of the techniques and the different things as far as progression on how we're going to play. But they've been doing really good, competing. Every day is a competition. No one knows who's going to start. And that's kind of, that helps. And I think that right now we got a lot of competition in that room, and those guys are doing a good job with it, of going out and making plays. Press technique's been good, and we got to continue to work on that. That's something that they got to work on daily. But we're getting a lot better than we were day one, and we continue to progress. We'll be fine. Coach, we've got Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry?
Hi, Coach. I just wanted to ask you on a couple of guys. With Avante Williams, what's impressed you so far? Obviously difficult coming back after a year sitting. What skills impress you? And also the thinking in terms of Jalen Harrell moving his position. What has he shown at corner? So
first to start with Avante, I think he's getting comfortable and adjusted and playing football again. He's a very physical guy. So showing him how to be physical, keeping his head up, not ducking. Obviously, he has some issues with that, so we got to clean up some of the technical issues with that. But, he's a guy who loves football. At night, he's the kind of guy that calls you, hey, Coach, I want to kind of go through this again and want to be a good football player. So I'm excited about Avonte. I think he's going to be a really talented football player for us in the future. He got to continue to develop. He's close. He's not where he needs to be, obviously, but he's moving towards that goal. And then to answer your second question with Jalen, he's a guy that's big and physical. And I think, it limits a bunch of space play when you play outside, especially how we play and bump and run. So he can put hands on people and he can run vertical down the line. He got very good straight ahead speed. And I think some of the quickness stuff, as far as safeties and the different things, I think that gives him a little difficulties. So it's something that we're going to adjust and try with him. And he's been doing a fine job with it, of learning what to do. And then now part of learning how to do it is kind of the next phase for him. And he's doing a decent job with that also.
Coach, we've got two more for you. We're going to go first to David Ferrones from the Sun Sentinel. David.
Hey, Coach, I have another question for you, too. But first, I just wanted to get a quick update on, if you could, Al Blades, how much he's progressing.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's out there doing some things with us out on the field. Past that, I'll let Coach Diaz handle the rest of that. But he is doing some things with us out on the field a little bit more than he has. So we're excited about that.
I got a question for Coach T-Rob. What question y'all got for Coach T-Rob?
Right, and the other question I had for you is, outside of the experienced upperclassmen at safety, are there any of the young guys flashing that makes you say it's going to be hard to keep these guys on the field? I know it's early, but
yeah. I will say, we got the three guys that I think are moving in the right direction, as far as Bubba, as far as Amari, as far as Kirby. Those guys played a lot of football here. But when you start talking about the young guys, you look at Avonte, look at Cam Kitchens. Cam Kitchens is a phenomenal young player. He's very, very intelligent. And he got all the stuff that you want your son to be. And he continue to progress and continue to do what he's doing. He's going to be a fine football player here at the University of Miami. But we got some young guys getting a chance to see Brian a little bit now, move around. So that's been helpful. But we got some young guys that's kind of in the waiting patterns of kind of seeing who they are and what they are. But Cam Kitchens and Avonte, I would say some of the younger players that's really standing out and impressing us as a staff.
Last one for you, Coach. We're going to go to Manny Navarro with the Athletic. Manny.
Hey, Coach.
Cam Kitchens. We got Marvin Chapman here this morning. Talk about your son, big dog.
What it's going to take, come the fall. I know obviously you're so focused on getting these guys better, but a guy like Avonte Williams or some of the other young guys.
I don't wait too long now. This is the last question right here. Yeah, I got to get the questions in faster, dog. I think it's a delay. I think it's a delay on the
just earn the trust of their players that's on the field with them and the coaching staff, right? Understanding what to do, understanding that they're going to do it the right way. And the only way you can do that now is by practice. And the whole key to starting, all right, is me trusting you to go out on the field and do what you're taught to do. And so obviously no way of knowing that because I never coached Avonte in a game or none of these guys. So they all on ground zero with me as far as that's concerned. So now who's going to transfer from what we're doing in the meeting room to practice field? And then I will, in my mind, put that guy on the field thinking that he would do that in the game. But, for the most part, those guys have been doing a fairly good job of doing that. And we just got to continue to keep moving forward in that direction.
Thanks, man.
Coach Robinson, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Hey, appreciate it, man. I'm about to close on my house. So
Congratulations.
Take it easy.
Bubba, how we doing? Can you hear us?
Bubba.
All right. Guys, we have veteran safety, Bubba Bolden here. If you've got a question for
Bubba with the blonde hair.
Function, use it early just to make sure we get to everybody. We'll start with Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Bubba. I just finished asking Coach about, what it would take to win a starting job in the fall. I know right now you guys are just focused on getting better, but, you're a guy who played a whole lot, but split time. Where do you think you are in terms of establishing yourself as a clear-cut, starter and leader in that secondary?
I'm not really focused on that right now. We got, me, Gervin, Amari. We got guys, It's a competition every day. I'm not really focused on, establishing a starting spot. I know who I am. I know my play style. I know where I belong on this team. We just all focus on getting better. At the end of the day, we all look at each other like we all starters. We rotate all the time. We do what we do. At the end of the day, me, Gervin, and Amari are the three best safeties right now. And that's how it's going to be. And I think that's how it's going to be throughout the season. And we just gonna play how we play. But right now, we just focus on getting better every day. Focus on fixing up little techniques, and really helping the young guys. We've been here for a while. We know this defense. So just teaching allows us to learn more. So that's really what we focus on right now.
Thank you.
Bubba, we're going to go to David Lake at 24/7. David?
Hey, Bubba, wanted to ask you about kind of the guys you go against in practice, specifically the quarterbacks, and just, are they impressing you by the work they're giving you guys in practice? And if so, just, what is it specifically that impresses you about what they're doing?
I mean, they all impress me, honestly. Having Derek out and having these guys come in and give a different look that we haven't really seen as a defense. Specifically, Tyler Van Dyke, he has an arm like no other. He can put balls in places that an average quarterback shouldn't. And even the young Jake Garcia, he has some crazy little Patrick Mahomes type throws sometimes. So
talk about Jake.
Just getting a different look from these quarterbacks allows us to have a different view on different play styles, different quarterbacks we're going to match up.
Yeah, I want to ask Bubba a question.
So I think it's honestly good, and I think they're on the right path.
He said Amari Carter and Gervin Hall are the best safeties.
Bubba, we've got David Furones from the Sun Sentinel. David?
Hey, Bubba, you mentioned, also trying to help out the young guys, and Coach T-Rob just mentioned Avante Williams is one of the guys that's flashing, and, we saw that he had an interception in the scrimmage. Talk about what he has shown in improvement in these early spring practices, and what he did specifically on that play, or anything else that has impressed you from him.
Hey, he's a guy with a lot of passion, That's one thing. One thing he wants to do is play football. So I think that's the only thing he wants to do. And having him back out here and being able to go full go and not have to, think about his neck or anything, I think it's given him a lot of life and a lot of energy. And just seeing him go and seeing him develop over time and how quick he picks up on football. A lot of us look at football players as, just all about football and, we don't really focus on this or that. He focuses on football. That's one thing I can say. He don't need to write things down or hear it twice to know what he's doing. And that's what I see. That's what I've seen from him, and that's a very big thing, especially for a guy that hasn't played in a year, and that's coming into not a new system, but a system that he doesn't know. So it's great improvement every day by him, and he's just getting better, just getting a feel for the game, and even on the interception, like just Tay being Tay, he athletic, he can make these plays, and he just went up and got that one.
Oh, I got two more for you. We're going to go first to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan?
Hey, Bubba. Can you speak on the
Ask him,
attributes of, I know you know Brevin
why
very
does he-
well, Brevin Jordan, and
Why
why
does he
he'd be a
think
valuable
they are the
addition
best
to an
safeties?
NFL
Explain
roster
why they do
on
better.
the field and off.
Oh, that's a good question.
Brevin brings that type of energy that teams want, that teams need. He's passionate. He wants to win. That's one thing I'll tell you. He wants to win, and he's going to do everything in his will to win. And he's just the guy that you can rely on at all times. Even off the field, he's just, he's like a light, to everybody. He just shines, And that's one thing that, me and Brevin, I feel like are similar. We have our own personalities. We are, we know who we are, and we're comfortable with ourselves. And I think that's going to take him a very long way. And obviously his skill set, Brevin is Brevin. He's that guy.
Thanks.
Awesome. Bubba, last one for you. We got Daryl Streeter from Footballville. Daryl, go ahead.
Hey, Bubba, what's going on? Before Coach T-Rob got here, they said he wears his cleats to practice. Talk to us about Coach being so active in practice.
Yeah. He brings a different type of juice to the game. Even in meetings, he's passionate about this game, and he wants everyone just to get better. He wants everyone to be on the same page and understand this defense and different concepts. But I don't know. He's like no other, honestly. I'm very happy that he's here. I'm very happy that he's my coach, and I get to learn from him. He's taught me so many new things that I never even thought of. And there's so much more, and specifically like my game, that I can fix that he's noticed. And he's like, you need to work on these certain things, and these things will, you know, help you out in the long run and right now in practice. And over these 9 practices, I think I've got better, specifically in man coverage. And he's just like, you got to just work on these little techniques. It's the mental side of it. You know, he wants you to be very locked in and have that mental toughness to go out there every day and compete at a high level and do the little things right. So his energy that he brings to the field, you know, he has that same energy off the field. But, you know, when you're outside of the building, he's a great guy, you know.
All right,
He's a guy that can rely on you to call anytime.
Bubba, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Yep.
Ask him whether he ranks himself as all-time University of Miami safeties. He's not gonna answer, Brandon. He's not gonna answer that, bro. He's not gonna answer that. He didn't even want to answer the question about starting. Like, he was like, man, he ain't focused on starting right now. That was a good question. That was a good question.
Mike, what's going on, my man? Can you hear us?
Yeah, who we got, man?
Yeah, I hear y'all. It was good.
Good, man. Good. Thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes today. Guys, if you have a question for wide receiver Michael Redding, please use the hand raise function.
Wide receiver Michael Redding.
And Mike, we're going to start with David Ferrones from the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Mike. Want to know what strides you feel you've made going into the spring, and how big it is for you just to have the spring after last year it was cut short.
Of course, you know, actually it's a real big stride, you know, just at least, you know, having this spring going last year that I had an injury, a wrist injury. So, you know, with spring, you focus on competition and focus on yourself, how you can improve yourself so you can make the team better. So I've been able to, you know, have time to do that, you know, focus like on the little things, the techniques that Coach Likens been, you know, teaching us and telling us. So that's like one of the biggest things with spring.
And if you could, what are some of those techniques? Maybe some of the specific things you're focusing on.
Mostly with route running. One thing that Coach Likens is like teaching us while route running is about just having good body control. You know, being at the top of the route, not giving any indicators. Because if you give indicators, then DBs are going to be able to cut you off or be able to figure out what you're doing. So he's really been harping on that and our releases, so we can get off the line, so we can run past DBs, so we can restack them. And this is those little things that's going to allow us to create separation.
Mike, we're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
You're doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. How would you describe your style of play? And how do you feel about having so many receivers vying for just a few spots?
So for me, I'm very physical. I like to use my hands. I like to be technical in everything I do. So, you know, I love like inside routes and things like that, just the nitty gritty and things like that, just being, you know, really, really physical. And about the other guys, you know, fighting for spots, that's good for all of us. You know, competition is really great for us. We're trying to get better. We're trying to reach that next step. And once we get really good with competition and everybody's getting better, it's going to be to a point where we're able to put any guy in, and the guy is just as good as the next one, because we're competing and we're trying to be just as good or better than the next guy.
The other thing is, what did you learn from last season? And, you know, what did you learn mostly? And who's your mentor on the field as far as players?
As players, I actually learned a lot, mostly from Mike Harley and D. Wiggs. You know, they was just telling me about like little things, especially like when you drop a pass. You know, you gotta stay positive. You gotta play the next play, and that's one of the things that I've been learning is you have to play the next play. Sometimes you may have a bad play, but let's go to the next play. Let's do better this play, or you gonna make the next play. So they're teaching me how to move on to the next play and make that next play, so then we can improve and get better.
Thank you.
Mike, I got a couple more for you. We're going to go to Manny Navarro with The Athletic. Manny?
Hey, Michael. Coach shared some of the stats from Saturday's scrimmage with us, but just curious how you kind of performed. Did you have any catches? Any big plays yourself? And then also, where do they have you lining up mostly, so far in spring? And who are some of the guys that are kind of rotating in the same spot, X, Y, Z, et cetera?
So I only had probably 2 catches. One catch was just a bubble, and then I had caught one screen pass that I think went for 30 yards, but that was about it when it came to the scrimmage. But of course,
course, I'm not out on the outside wide receiver, you know, for like either side. And guys that are rotating in, we have like Keyshawn, you know,
Brandon, you said they be dancing.
you know, just the outside guys, and that's it. That's what I can think of on top of my head.
Michael, we got Gary Furman from Kingsport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Michael, how you doing today? So you just mentioned some of the guys you're competing with. There's a very crowded receiver room. I think you guys got 12 guys sitting in there. Everybody wants to play. Talk a little bit about how you guys are managing that. You know, you get into a scrimmage, you get a handful of opportunities, and you're going out there. I have to prove myself to the coaches. I want to play, and everybody else is in the same boat. So how are you guys managing that, and how do you see that playing out moving forward?
Oh, very well. We're managing it very well. You know, we're all trying to, you know, get our opportunities. And like I said before, we're competing. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that's going to make us better. That's what's going to make us make it to the next step. So we want that, and we all seek that. So I think that's like one of the reasons why we're managing very well, because we want to get better. We want to take that next step. Everybody wants to be that guy. So when you have your whole entire wide receiver room like that, it makes it take another step. So we want that in our wide receiver room. We want to improve. We want to be those guys. We want to be that dude. So it's really good for our room.
This is the last one for you, Michael. We got Daryl Streeter from Footballville. Daryl, go ahead.
Mike, yeah, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. You attended IMG. I covered you at IMG.
Daryl, I think you might still be on mute.
Okay, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. You attended IMG. I covered you at IMG. How did you benefit from going to IMG, and how did it prepare you for college?
Can you please repeat that, please?
Okay, so I'm gonna take you back a little bit. You went to IMG Academy, right?
Yes, sir.
How did IMG Academy benefit you, and how did it prepare you for college?
So IMG, it prepared me very well. You know, IMG, they had like a lot of the same things, kind of the same schedule. It was just very, very similar. How you wake up in the morning, you go to practice, then you have school afterwards. So when I came to Miami, there was nothing new. It was just 2 times harder. You know what I mean? I had to just go a little bit harder. So there was no real like difference. It was just like college. You had to do this. Class was like this. This was the standard, and now it's just 2 times a little bit harder.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Michael, thanks for spending a few minutes with us. I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, anytime.
Thank you.
Because I get that question all the time. Well, how does it benefit? How does it benefit for a kid to go to IMG? And I assume that answer. I assume that's what it was. It's structured like a college. They go to class for 4 hours.
Jalen, what's going on, my man? Can you hear us?
They go hard.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Awesome. Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Guys, if you have a question for offensive lineman Jalen Rivers, please use the hand
Jalen
raise
Rivers.
function. And Jalen, we're going to start with David Ferrones from the Sun Sentinel. David?
I want to ask Jalen Rivers a question.
Hey, Jalen. How you doing, first of all? And I hear early on in spring you've been working in and competing at left guard. Just wanted to get an update on how that's going for you, and just where you feel you've improved the most, both in the weight room and also just in your line play overall since you've been here.
Well, right now, me and Jakai are alternating spots at left guard. You know, I was doing left tackle, right tackle, left guard last spring or last fall also. But me and Jakai are doing left guard. And as far as weightlifting, I came in 340, and now I'm down at 325. Plan is to get to 315.
That's a good question, Roddy. I might ask that question, bro.
And the cleanest squats and bench.
And Jalen, which D tackle has challenged
as far
him
as last
most
spring, I
throughout the
think I've
team?
improved very well. I give thanks to Coach Justice and the support of my teammates and my parents and my friends.
Awesome. Jalen, we're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan?
Hey, Jalen.
How are you?
Good, thank you. I know you're splitting reps with Jakai Clark. I'm wondering, did you play guard? How much did you play?
Good question,
What are the
Brick.
differences for you to adjust to, and how much did you enjoy it?
Well, I haven't played guard since park ball, but like middle school
Thanks
and
for
high
putting
school,
us
I played
on,
left
D.
tackle. But I
That's
feel
what
like
we
I
do, man.
adjusted
That's what we
very
do,
well.
man.
You know, coming into college, I didn't have any expectations. I came in hoping I was going to play left tackle, but I knew to make a huge impact quick and right away, I have to be ready for any position. And I think left guard is going very well right now, and I'm liking it just as I like tackle.
Okay, what are the differences for laymen who don't know? You know, you're playing guard. What are the biggest differences individually?
So I feel like playing tackle, you're more by yourself. I feel like when you have all that space, and guard, you're combinating with the tackle, you're combinating with the center, and you have all this help, and you're lifting. I mean, you're blocking heavier guys also, and whereas tackle, you're blocking fast, quick guys.
Thank you.
Got a couple more for you, Jalen. We're going to go to Gary Furman at Kingsport. Gary?
Hey, Jalen, how you doing today? Can you talk a little bit about remaking your body for the college game?
I was trying to lose weight. They don't know.
Pounds, you want to go another 10 or 15 more. Why is that necessary? I mean, I know why, but I'm curious what your opinion is, and just the general transition that guys make coming from high school to college and that play offensive line, and how you really need to remake your body to play at the level you want to play at.
You know, some guys come in thinking they might not have to remake it. They're good as it is. And I thought that I'll have to lose probably 5 to 10 pounds, but they said, "Oh, we need to get you down more." And just losing the weight and rebuilding my body, it helps me move faster. It just makes me move quicker than I was 10 pounds heavier than I was 15 pounds heavier.
Jalen, we got Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny?
Jalen, wanted to ask you about Jared Harrison-Hunt. You mentioned how you were probably the hardest hitter among the offensive linemen, and I'm just curious when you heard that, what your response to that was, and why do you maybe take so much pride on being a big hitter?
Well, of course, you got to give the D-tackle a good look, and you want to receive that in return. So my goal is to hit as hard as I can, move the D-lineman as quick as I can, or move them even farther. And I take pride in that, and I want to thank him as well, because he makes me better too. He makes me want to hit even harder as well. So just to make us better, you got to iron sharpen iron, and that's why he probably said that too. And he hits hard too.
I'm curious if all the other offensive linemen maybe get jealous because you got that kind of praise. You know, is there kind of that competition?
Yeah, it's competition. There's no depth right now. We're all hitting hard.
Everybody hitting hard.
We're competing right now.
Thank you.
Jalen, got two more for you. We're going to go to Daryl Streeter of Footballville. Daryl?
Hey, Jalen, I got a quick question. Which D tackle has challenged you the most during spring?
That's a good question. I feel like all of them do a good job. They all have different things that make me better and things that separates them. I think Jared Harrison-Hunt, he's quick, off the ball, great hands, same as Elijah Roberts. And Jordan Miller, that's another one, and John Ford. They're heavier guys, and they're pretty hard to move. So that takes even more effort to move them off the ball, run and stretch. And that's probably all I can think of right now.
Thanks.
But all of them are doing great jobs.
This is the last one for you, Jalen. We're going to go back
There
to
you go,
Susan
Brandon.
Miller.
He gave us the political answer, Brandon.
You know, I just have one more general question.
Briggs, he gave us the political answer.
How much is that going to help you? I mean, each year you've gotten better and better. How much is that going to help this year? Just everybody knowing each other and all that other good stuff.
Well, with everybody back, it's a more veteran squad. I'm a young guy, and they helped me last season. And even with us not having a spring last semester, or last year with coronavirus hitting us pretty hard, with meetings we had when we could during the summer or even later in the spring, we watched film, helped us with that, and that took us into fall while we had a great season. And Jared, he decided to come back, and with all of being back, it would help us with the competition, help us
He said he a
They
smart
give great
kid.
advice.
He had to be
Me,
fair and
Chris,
balanced.
Other
Harrison
people
Hunt
too.
wasn't
So
fair
with all
and
the
balanced, but he
backers,
said Jalen
great.
was out there killing everybody.
Thank you.
Jalen, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.
I think that's it.
Recording stop.
Yeah, man. So there it is, man. I got a couple tweets to put out. Yeah, so yeah, that question to Michael Redding, I felt was warranted. I get that question a lot. And I know that's one thing that I knew, the schedule at IMG prepares these kids to walk into like he said, it's 2 times. He said it's 2 times harder though. I'm like, whoa. Maybe he's talking about the pressure. So yeah, Bricks, man, that was a good question though. That was a good question. He just gave us the political answer. he gave us a political answer. Let me get this tweet out real fast. JAH a little more wild. Yeah. No, you can tell he's a smart kid, reserved. You can tell he's smart. If you just got in here, bro, we just wrapped it up with Bubba Bolden. Put in the comment section, man, who we just talked to. Bubba Bolden, Coach T-Rob. Who else we talked to, man? Put it in the comment section. Yeah, I know. Yeah, put in the comment section. We talked to Bubba Bolden, T-Rob, just talked to Rivers, talked to 2 other people. I know y'all know. I think he's going to be a star next year. Him and Navon are going to be people movers. Yeah, man. Obviously, Jalen Rivers is looking up, big dog. What also was interesting that Coach T-Rob say being at Miami allows you to get on the doorstep of some of the top recruits in the nation. To sit at the front door is what he said. He also threw it in there, they answer your phone calls. Listen, man, Miami has never had a recruiting problem, and it's not ever going to have a recruiting problem because of location. Yeah, Miami's never going to have a recruiting problem. Let me get a few of these tweets out here, man. We can go ahead and finish up. Anthony Mazzuno, where you been, big dog? What's going on with you? Shane Trent, what's going on with you? Yeah, Coach T-Rob also said they answer the phone. So Miami hasn't been Great in a long time. Rock the GOAT. What's going on? And still has clout with the recruits, man. Most of these kids never saw Miami when Miami was good, and still has clout. Football, do you think we can land 3 defensive backs, Fagan, Rogers, Wilson? You talking about Kamari Wilson for these years recruiting cycle? Kamari Wilson, man, I thought Miami had a chance. I don't know now. I sat down with a young man this weekend, bro, Jacoby Spells, and I realized that Jacoby Spells is underrated. Jacoby Spells was the fastest kid at the Under Armour camp. He's 6'1". He guards the best wide receiver when American Heritage faces teams. I think he's going to be a great get. I'm not sure about Fagan, but Kamari Wilson, I'm not sure about Kamari Wilson. I was for a while, but I'm not sure about Kamari Wilson. I thought we had a chance, but he's kind of he's big time now, so I'm not sure. You hope we land who? Spells. The Spells, no. DVD all over Spells. I tell you that. Coach DVD all over Spells. I mean, he was all over him. We had him on the show this weekend, man. Y'all got to go check out the show. But we had him on the show. Coach was all over him. During the show, Mom likes DVD. So we kicking good with Spells. I think we're in competition with West Virginia. I think West Virginia is after him. But yeah, man, all in on Spells. What'd you say, man? What we playing on defense again? 3-3-3-5? I know. I was about to ask T-Rob, hey, listen, boy, y'all got 10 safeties out there. Well, what's the plan? What we doing? We doing away with linebackers? What's going on? Like, what we doing here? I was about to ask him. I sure was about to ask him. Listen, man, I'm looking at this market right now. If y'all want to get involved with the stock market, 786-405-9499. It's right there at the bottom, man. It's right there scrolling at the bottom. People always be like, what's the phone number? What's the phone number? Right there scrolling at the bottom. 786-405-9499. Y'all trying to get involved. We can get y'all going. Shout out to everybody that signed up recently. We're getting it popping, bro. We're getting it popping. We're getting it popping. Like I said, this morning we opened up with Justin Fields. Justin Fields runs a 4.4. That means Justin Fields is really fast. Mara is a Bitcoin player. I like Mara, Liberty City boy. Mara, SOS, all those Bitcoin plays. Riot. Listen, Liberty City boy, we was on Riot. Riot like $40 now. We was on Riot when it was like $8 or something crazy like that. All those Bitcoin players have got a lot of headroom. City boy, you the one that said you got rich off Bitcoin, off stocks and left your job, right? I think that was you. That was you that said that, right? Not rich, but you made some money in the stock market and you left your job. So yeah, man, yeah. So if y'all want to get involved, yeah, we was on Riot early, bro, like 7, 8 months ago. It may be more than that. If y'all want to get involved with the stock market, 786-405-9499. The next practice. They practiced this morning. Dave, when the next practice? Let me see. I got it right here. But yeah, they just practiced this morning. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is what? Thursday? Well, I know Jacoby Spells plays corner in high school, but do you honestly think he may have to transition to safety? Well, why do you think he would have to transition to safety in college? You think he's too stiff? He's blazing fast. Go watch the video. He said he's gonna break DVD's. He's gonna break DVD 40 record in the combine. So why do you think Hurricane Kilo? I appreciate you, bro. Listen, bro. I was telling them about Hurricane Kilo, appreciate you. I brought this hat and this shirt from the Miami Heat store. See, if you look closely, the shirt say Miami all over it. It's a Miami Heat shirt. It may be just a Miami shirt, if you feel me. But I brought the shirt and the hat from the Miami Heat store. Appreciate you, Hurricane Kilo. The next one after today, let me see, man. My internet jacking up. Like I said, man, we just moved spots. And my internet ain't connected yet, man. I'm kind of thugging it out right now. Kind of thugging it out. Let's see. Victor Oladipo playing tonight. Man, ain't that crazy what LaMarcus Aldridge did to the Heat, bro? I think he did it on purpose, too, though. I think he kind of held the Heat at bay. I'm coming. Y'all chill. I'm coming. Hit that U-turn. That U-turn head on to Brooklyn, man. I'm finna go play with these boys, these Bamas, man. Durant. And, man, listen, that team is loaded. I think they got Blake Griffin coming off the bench. Maybe DeAndre Jordan coming off the bench. That team is loaded. Yeah, he got the Heat. Now look at his tape. I know he's fast. Okay, so what you say? So, because when I look at his tape, I know he's fast, but his hips aren't as fluent like you would want a corner to be in college. I know, man, but I spoke to Miami about him, and they really want him. They really want him, and then at cornerback. I know what you're saying. His hips aren't as fluid, but they really, really like him. They really like him. They do. Lewis Mabry say 2 questions for you. If Miami beat Alabama, is it compared to Alabama beating Lamar Thomas' team? No, I think if Miami beat Alabama, I think it's worse. I think it's a bigger upset than when Alabama beat Miami that year. Both of them teams were in the Sugar Bowl or whatever, right? They were both in bowl games, you know what I'm saying? This is like, we just lost our bowl game. These motherfuckers won the national championship. So, and you say if Miami beat Alabama, then what? If Miami beats Alabama, okay, So if Miami beats Alabama, it's hip hip hooray for that week, right? But what Miami can't do is go 8-4 after they beat Alabama, or 7-9. And, you know what I'm saying? If they beat Alabama, then they have to play at that level the whole season. One loss is all I'm taking. One loss, maybe 2 losses, top 10. They have to. They can't be letdowns. You can't have the North Carolina FIU letdowns after you beat Alabama. So that's my problem. You could beat Alabama, but then what happens when you don't show consistency? Like, what happens when you beat Alabama and then lose to North Carolina and lose some other? You know what I'm saying? You lose 3 more games after that. Consistency, dog. Teflon Torn say 15-0. Early Wednesday morning, Teflon Torn hitting the yak. Yak and Coke. What we got, Torn? Hennessy and Coke. What we hitting this morning? Early this morning, Torn up, hitting the yak, talking about 15-0. Torn, what's going on, man? Early this morning, Torn up early this morning, hitting something. Too early for that, Torn. Too early. That's what I'm saying, dog. So listen, that's the question. I'm gonna start answering those questions, big dog. Yes, if we beat Alabama, but then we gotta show consistency. You feel me? Like, if we beat Alabama, it's gonna be hip hip hooray. They're gonna put us in the top 5. That's what they do to Miami. You feel me? But then we cannot lose to Pitt or whoever else on the schedule. We can't have those losses. You're gonna have to one loss. Then listen, one loss. We make it 11-1 after we beat Alabama. Recruiting's gonna fly off the rail. Recruiting off the rail. We top 3 recruiting class. It's gonna start all over again. But man, Eric Pierce say Miami can beat Alabama, and it starts. I'm gonna get drug rehab in here. I'm gonna get somebody from drug rehabilitation in here, man. I got something going on with the members, man. The members tripping. We got Twan saying 15-0. Eric Pierce saying we beat Alabama. And Twan know better. Twan is behind the producer of the Caneville show. So Twan, he know better. Well, he know better. Maybe he didn't get no sleep last night. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get drug rehab in here or something because y'all tripping this morning, dog. 8-4. There we go. That sounds more like how we've been the last couple of years, 8-4. It's just Miami hasn't been coming. I was all in last year Clemson game, big dog. Drinking the Kool-Aid. De'Aaron King, boy, we got a chance tonight, boy. We got a shot. Man, first quarter, I knew we didn't have a chance. And I ain't going in like that again. We ain't getting X in here. We know X been drinking. That'll be 3 of y'all getting high this morning. So, nah, man, I ain't going out like that again. Miami going to have to show up in the big game before I get behind them. Like that again and put my neck out there for them. Let's see. K Flavor said, let's stop saying if, say we're going to. K Flavor's on some positive thinking. K Flavors, bro, I got a platform to run, big dog. I can't be on no positive thinking, just saying anything out my mouth. Y'all ain't going to have me on video talk about Football Field said we're going to beat Alabama. Nah, bro. I got a platform to run. I'm going to tell the truth. He said it's going to be LSU game all over again. Which LSU game? The one when Bo stole the football? It's going to be the LSU game when we had Jeff Thomas, and Jeff Thomas couldn't catch a cold. Oh, 2 Live. I know all about Sean Oakman's story. 2 Live, listen, we tried to get in touch with Sean Oakman. And I would have flown out there to interview him. Me, Twan, we'll get on a plane to go interview Oakman. Reach out to him, 2 Live. Let's see if we can get him. We can get him in the house. Y'all go follow 2 Live Sports Official, man. Young Bull out here doing his thing. But 2 Live, reach out to him, man. You reach out to him. Let's see if we can get him in the house, man. We'll take you with us. But yeah, man, we tried to get him. He said Jeff Thomas killed LSU. Who was missing passes that game? Jeff Thomas wasn't missing passes that game. He missed a bomb or something, right? He did have a good game, but I think he missed a touchdown, right? Martin Dube said, if we beat Bama, we have the same O-line from 2019 Florida opener. It's difficult, but it's possible. I told you I was with Pat Surtain, former Miami Dolphins, former American Heritage Court coach. He said he thinks Miami, he thinks this is Miami year. He thinks that Miami's going to have a good year. He said, because of what Eric Duke just said, he thinks Miami offensive line is really good. He thinks it's experience, and he thinks it can be the catalyst to have a good season this year. Eric, man, Alabama will be young, Eric, but we got our own problems, bro. Like, we got to fix our own problems. Miami old, Alabama is going to be young, right? We're going to get Bryce Young his first game, which I think Bryce Young is the next coming to Kyler Murray. You're right, but we have our own problems. Like, we can't even worry about Alabama problems. We can't say they're going to be young when they have depth. Like, we don't know who's waiting behind the waiter. Like, we can't say that. Anthony, Anthony, you got to use Super Chat. You be killing me trying to make me read your comments. you got to use Super Chat, Anthony. You in here bossing me around. Twan say that's the recipe for an upset. I'm going to call the police. Twan tripping. Call the police right now. Get Twan in here. He need to get what they call when they bring the crazy jacket for you and they take you. You need to get and they bring the crazy jacket for you, put you in the straight jacket, and they take you away. You tripping, dog. You tripping. Why isn't Miami developing wide receivers? I think somebody said it yesterday. Pope had a few offensive coordinators. You know what I'm saying? A few wide receiver coaches. Unless you got this work ethic on your own and you just want to go, like, you got to have this work ethic on your own and be focused and not really. But sometimes I think you can't even really buy into what's going on in college. Yeah, you do what they tell you to do and you do what you got to do to get on the field, but you just got to have a regimen, a team on your own, and you got to be out there getting it in when nobody else is getting it in. You got to be out. That's not just how I look at it. You got to be focused on your prize and what you're trying to get to, despite what's going on your team and what you have to accomplish there. Because the coaches can change at any moment, and a new coach could come in, new philosophy, teach you something different, and you can't really depend on that. I mean, that's how I look at it. But Streeter, LSU dropped almost 50 on Bama to win because college football has changed. Even Alabama will admit that people can score on them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, college football has changed. We're not LSU. Like, Ohio State manhandled Clemson. Like, we couldn't stand in the same room with Clemson. You want to start playing that game? If we can land Jacoby Spells, can we fix his hip fluidity problem to keep him at corner so we don't have transition him to safety too late to correct a problem like that, Footballville? Well, I just know this. I know that they're hella high on him at cornerback. They ain't talking about safety. So they ain't talking about correcting nothing either. I mean, so I just got a text, Anthony. Somebody said, tell you that Spells' hips are fine. That's the end of that conversation, Anthony. I appreciate you, Anthony, though. You asked some good questions, man, some thought-provoking questions. But somebody say, tell Anthony Spell's hips are fine. They are really high on Spells at cornerback. Yeah, right. Here we go, Martin Dude from Africa. If you are superstitious, remember that last time Howard Schnellenberger left Miami in 1983, he beat Nebraska. Uh-oh. That up until then, he had been called the greatest team ever. Right. So what are we saying? So what are we saying, Martin? Talk to me all the way from Africa. Y'all not going to start this in April on me. Y'all not finna start drinking this Kool-Aid in April. No, sir. I ain't buying it. I'm going to tell y'all right off the back, I ain't buying it. Y'all gonna be on that boat by yourself. Yeah, man, y'all gonna be on that boat by yourself. I can't do that with y'all. I ain't doing it. So listen, bro. I guess y'all know what that means when I start saying. So listen, bro. We about to get up out of here, wrap this thing up. David Settle said, I see Mark Pope out there every year putting in the work and extra work with Scotty. Lab just doesn't show up on the field. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to have the mental too. Just like Harley said, man, I think you got to mentally be prepared, man, and ready to stand up against all the trash that's thrown at you in college that you haven't had to deal with. That you haven't had to deal with. You haven't had to deal with your whole life, to be honest with you. It's just what I believe. Just what I believe. D say football is all mental. Yeah, life is all mental. It's all mental. You ain't never lied. So listen, bro, I got for y'all two things. You're giving away something free. People love free stuff, don't they? Let's see. We're giving away something free. In the link, in the description section, it says free crypto. In the description section, it says free crypto. That should be for everybody. That should be for Facebook. Everybody but Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, not for Twitter. But Wholesome, we got Wholesome Holloway in the house, man. Wholesome, what's going on, bro? Listen, bro, Wholesome, I sit there and I watch you talk about football, man, for 5 hours, man. It's amazing to me how y'all dudes break down center and how centers hold the ball. I be here taking notes, Wholesome. I be like, man, I'm talking about that. Then Gala shouldn't be the center. It's amazing to me how you dudes break down football, bro. So Wholesome say, you know, D, something people ain't talking about is losing confidence working with young men. That is so hard to rebuild. Yo, I've talked about that before, Wholesome. I've talked about that before. It's like you come in, and I see it. I see it in the kids when I see them. They come in. Mike Harley, 1 year, 2 year, 3rd year. I see you at Gold Feet, and I see it in your face, like, you're not, Mike. You're looking at me like almost like you let yourself down or you let the people down, It's been 3 years. You ain't balling yet. You're not upbeat Mike Harley anymore. And then Mike Harley has a breakout year. And he's kind of back to mentally to kind of back to where he was before, upbeat, positive about life. But I can see how kids who've never had to deal with that on a football field, all of a sudden it's been 3 years and you haven't broke out yet. Wiggins, you catch a bomb at Florida State, then you regress. You don't get any balls, and then it's flat, and you don't know how to deal with that. I don't know if that's having a good support system to help you deal with that. But I talk about that. I talk about that confidence, and once you've been challenged, like. And it's not challenged in the game. It's challenged for 1, 2 years, 3 years. Like, can you hold up? And that all goes with everything that comes with college football, bro. Yeah. Twan says true. He may have brought into the hype before putting in work. Another thing that was brought to my attention too is I'm realizing is how old are these players? How old are you when you're being recruited? Did the FCAT keep you back? Or how old are you when you're being recruited? Who are you playing against? How old are those players? Sometimes that's an issue. There's a lot of old players. The FCAT kept a lot of kids back. I got a girlfriend as a teacher. Baby, you seen people stay back in the FCAT in 1 grade how long? 2 years, 3 years in the last 7 years? She ain't even paying no attention to me. FCAT. You've seen kids stay in the same grade how many times? 2 times? 3 times? 2, 3 times. Some of these FCAT kids were held back 2 or 3 times. So do they ever correct that? They're just old kids going to high school, right? Kia? Do they ever correct that? Their grade? They just old kids going into high school, right?
Yeah. Sometimes they can take night classes and
sometimes they can catch up, but okay, this is a hood. They're not catching up.
Many sessions once they get to high school.
Right. So now you got these FCAT kids. Lots of these kids stay back, and now people are keeping their kids back on purpose. You got kids that are staying back, and how old are they when they're playing? When they're 19 and they're playing against 18, 17-year-olds. I'm not saying it happens all the time. What I'm saying is if you're going to be old, I think Jacoby Brooks was old. You better dominate. You got to be dominating. I think Jacoby Brooks is old. I think Earl Little, if I'm correct, is older than Jacoby Spells because Earl Little, I know for a fact, played with Amari Daniels, Jada McBurrow. Those kids are leaving unless he was playing under. You know what I'm saying? Unless he was playing under, those kids are graduating this year. Earl Little has another year. So the question is how old are you? How old are you when you're a senior, and are you dominating? You could be old, but you got to be crushish if you're gonna be old. So because if you're not dominating, then the question is, are you just older than everybody, or did you peak out? You understand? Josh Jobe was so old he had to move to another state. But Josh Jobe was killing too. That's what I'm saying. You can be 19, and I'm not saying 19, 18. It's not a huge difference. What I'm saying is if you're that much older, you better be dominating. And I think Pope and Wiggins were older. Well, I think Pope was older, not Wiggins. I think Pope was an older kid. I can't say he dominated in high school. 7-on-7, I mean, he was a killer. Like in workouts, he would murder you. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. So that's another factor. How old are these kids? How much older are they than their peers? And are they dominating if they are older? That's another factor that goes into it. So listen, bro. Baby Shaq got them in the league. Jalen Rivers. There's parents doing that on purpose. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't have a problem with a parent holding their kid back. That's a whole nother show. That's going to be tomorrow's show. I don't have a problem with that. What I'm saying is that if you are one of those older kids, I think to go top level D1, you should be dominating. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Could you develop? Yeah, just because you're older don't mean you can't develop more. You don't have that doesn't mean that. But how old is a kid, and then you assess him of how old he is. But I don't have a problem with a parent keeping this kid back in the 8th grade. Mike Epstein, running back out of Illinois, did it. Listen. If your talent is sports and that's going to help you get to college, why not? We talk about this education first crap. I think it's knowledge first. I think it's being wise first, not necessarily education, because parents say education first, but then they put 20 hours into sports throughout the week, and then they put 3 hours into education with the kids throughout the week. So how is it education first? You're saying it out your mouth, but that's not what your actions are showing. So I think it's knowledge first. I think it's becoming wise first and becoming smarter, and there's avenues to do that everywhere around you. But yeah, the education first is turned into like a cliche, something that people just say. I don't know. Just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I see your actions, I see what you're putting time and effort into, but you're saying something different. But listen, man, that's an hour and a half. We're about to get up out of here. Education first. Listen. Holding kids back. College, Texas red shirt. That's gonna be the show for tomorrow. holding kids back. I'll put that on the big board. The FCAT did it for a lot of kids. The FCAT held them back on their own. You feel me? But man, we're going to get up out of here, man. Like I said, scrolling at the bottom if you want to get involved with the stock market, bro. 786-405-9499. Give us a text. And go check out our interview with Jacoby Spells and yesterday's show. I'm Footballville, bro. I'm out of here.